Hey everyone, Gary Simon of Corsetro. So today I'm going to be focusing on a real niche, very focused subject, and that is the concept of designing a 404 page. Mainly doing this because I've been working real hard on the RxJS course I've been promising for a while, but I don't like a lot of time to go by on my YouTube channel without actually uploading something. So over here, to make it more difficult on myself and to see how I would do it kind of just off the cuff, for designing a 404 page, I have this page right here, discover.com, and if I click this button, take me to a useful website, then it's going to just present me with a random website apparently, and I will try to tackle the process of designing a relevant and unique 404 page sort of illustration or layout or concept. So if I click on this, let's see where it takes me to. All right, ugly ass website. All right, so this is lmail.com. Let's see what their Alexa ranking is. Yeah, this site doesn't even practically exist. It has like a 3 million Alexa ranking. Yeah, this looks really old school, but the whole concept is, though, for me to do this, this is just an email service, so I'll still do it, okay? So what would be a relevant 404 or a creative 404 page for an email service? Looking again, is there anything unique about this? It's the easiest way to send a letter. Email, send your letter on post will just be there. Okay, anyhow, we'll just say it's email or message delivery or some sort. That's a general concept. So how would I tackle doing a 404 page for such a concept? All right, so I'm going to start off here. Possibly, actually, I'm not going to do Illustrator. We're going to do Adobe Xd first. This is just this is from Adobe. It's Adobe Experience Design, in case you're unaware. And it's just a very quick and easy user interface design tool. You can design web mockups and app mockups and all that stuff and prototypes here. So you can do this in any application. It doesn't really matter. We're not making this a functional 404 page. This is just purely for design and coming up with the process of coming up with just relevant sort of 404 pages. So I'm not going to use their kind of layout because it is really ugly. I'm just going to make a very simple container here where we'll have our fictional 404 page. First, I'm going to take the background. And again, I'm not really thinking too much about what I'm going to do yet. I just want to get a page here, something very basic. I'm not going to spend much time on it. All right, so we have our container here. We have a gray background, and this will be our fictional 404 page. Before I begin, we'll just assume maybe there's a very simple. Actually, let's just make it LMAL. We'll use the same name at least. I'll use Montserrat, a font I've been using quite a bit lately. Let's see here. We'll make it bold, and we'll make it a little bit larger. Right there is fine. I'll duplicate it. Some fictional links real quick about. All right, that's fine for now. Okay, so this will be our kind of a fictional 404 page. Maybe I will duplicate this and create a very light background. There we go. All right, so this will be our 404 page container, essentially. And so now going back to the topic, coming up with a 404 page, if you do something really, really unique, sometimes you can actually get publicity for it. So that's the whole point in doing this. And also just an interesting user experience for your users, even if they're ending up on a page that doesn't exist. In the concept of email or message delivery, so this is where it really takes some brainstorming. What's happening when somebody reaches a 404 page? Well, the page doesn't exist. It's not a pleasant experience. So let's try to make it better by doing something that's relevant and witty or unique. So how could we translate the concept of 404, something like a page that doesn't exist, with the concept of email or message delivery? All right, so one of the things coming to mind is, when you send an email, sometimes you'll receive another email back stating that the address has not been able to be delivered for whatever reason, usually because that the email doesn't exist anymore, they deactivated their account or something like that along those lines. Another way of coming up with ideas is just to use Google. It can help for sources of inspiration. So we can just go to like images.google. We can type in email broken, and something might right away catch our attention and spark a new idea. Of course, we're not talking about stealing or anything like that. Here's a literal representation of the concept of mail, obviously not electronic. A mailbox, something may spark your attention and something may not. One thing I'm thinking about in terms of like an email box is, like it's, say for instance, teenagers, they come by and they're batting email or not email, but mailboxes, and that could potentially be a way to represent a 404 page. So maybe a very simple illustration of a mailbox with the top portion of the actual box laying on the ground. Maybe. So maybe I'll try that direction. Maybe that could be a pretty unique way of saying, okay, of combining the two ideas of email and something broken. All right, so I'm going to try that. This may not be the easiest thing to do, and I do have a Cintiq, like a Wacom monitor that I could draw on, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep this more simple than just freehand drawing, so I'm going to use the mouse. So I'm going to come back to, we're going to use Illustrator. Now, you could do this possibly with their tools in Adobe Xd, because they do have a pen tool and some basic shape tools, but I'm not quite familiar with them enough. I'm a lot more familiar with Adobe Xd. So what I'll do is just create the illustration here in Adobe Illustrator, and then just import it, assuming I'm able to do this correctly. So let's see here. There's a new update. Yeah, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna zoom up here just a little bit. And I think I'll start with the post, like a wooden post or something, with the rectangle tool. All right. So we'll make it kind of like at an angle. We don't want to look directly at it. We'll just look at it from like maybe 45-degree angle or whatever. Let's find the where's it at? It's the shear tool here. Let's see. Maybe something like that will work. All right. Let's also. I don't want a stroke on this. You could, go with a stroke. It all depends on how you want the end result to look. Something like that is fine. And then let's go ahead and Control-C, Control-F, transform, reflect. It's showing up on my other monitor. We'll hit OK. Move this over. Okay. So we're obviously, based on the perspective that we have it at, we're looking from above and also to the side of this portion right here. All right, so okay. So now we have to tackle kind of in a bit. I will make this look like it's all like broken up or whatever, but what I'll do now is use a rounded rectangle tool. All right, and we'll create the actual shape of the mailbox itself, the portion that opened. All right, I'm also going to come over here in this section. The lower left, we want to be 0, and the lower right 0 as well. All right. All right, that looks like a fair enough opening. Seems to be about the right size. Now again, this is going to be laying on the floor, so we have to get this perspective right. This might be a little bit a little bit tricky trying to get this correct. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it. And then we can use some of these tools over here. Let's see, we have Reshape and Scale, the shear tool. I haven't really used these tools too much in the past. Trying to get this right around here is fine. Maybe it's laying kind of like that. All right, so I'll let me get up closer here. There, that way it looks like it's kind of straight up and down. All right, I'm going to duplicate this, or yes, Control C, Control F. We'll move it back. Something like that. All right, and then we'll take the pen tool. Now I want to make this look like it's kind of like broken up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, something like that will work. We'll connect this up. And then we'll come up here, right around here. All right, and then come down here. All right. Okay, looks like crap now. So what we'll do is, let's see here. I think a quick way of, let me fix this by the way. There we go. That looks fine to me. A quick way of trying to structure this well, we'll go ahead and, just in case I screw something up, I'll take everything and just move it over, create a copy. And then what I'll do is we'll take our window, we'll go to our Pathfinder, and then we'll use this divide tool. All right, so now we can just select the certain things that we want to select as being actual outlines based on what we need. All right, so what I'll do is take, let's see here, just this one, and this one. And those are all going to be, I'm going to use Unite. All right, so that's the one side of it. We're going to take this one and this one, and that's going to be the open portion. We'll unite those. We'll take, let's see here, I want to see what we're looking at so far. We're going to take this one, this one, this one, this one, and then unite those. So now our shapes look like this. Okay. Now, to really make it obvious that this is something that's banged up, we're going to use some different shading. I think we'll make this, of course, the typical gray color, or the silver. So let's go ahead and what I'll do first is let's get the shading going. So at what angle is the sun coming? We'll just say the light source is coming from up here. So the bottom will be hit with more light. So we'll say, we'll make this, yes, yeah, right here is good. We'll make this one slightly less bright. All right, and then this one is going to be even darker. Now, to really illustrate the fact that it's banged up, we're going to use our pen tool, connect these points here. Maybe this one will be a little bit lighter. All right, like that. We'll do the same thing up here. All right, this one will be a little bit darker. All right, and then usually it has, mailboxes have those what do you call, little flags here. So I'll just make a circle, an ellipse rather. Just holding Shift and Alt while I do this. And then we can use that shear tool. And this will be, let's see here, we'll make this kind of a darker red for now. And then I'll use the pen tool. I'll just create a slight Bezier curve by pulling up. Something like that'll work. All right, it seems a little bit too big, but don't worry, we're not anywhere near done yet. Okay, let's see. Do we want to show the bottom portion kind of coming out? Do we? I'm gonna take this. We'll see if I can line this up correctly. Maybe something like that will work. And then I'll just take the direct selection tool and move this over into place. This needs to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to drag them out. I will use maybe just a slightly different shade. Oops. There we go. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. All right, so not done yet. I want to polish this up obviously a little bit more. This is going to be a lighter color. Let's see here. There we go. Now let's simulate this top portion being broken. So what I will do is, let's see. Something like that. And then we will, let's see here. I'll use this shade for now. We'll just do this, yeah. So it'll be slightly darker. And then we'll create another one right here. This one will make, that'll work. And then we'll use this one for this point right here. All right, cool. To really make this obvious a little bit more, I think what we'll do is also use, we'll create part of it coming off here. All right, so let's see if we can get that all lined up. We'll say, we'll probably just a little bit coming off. So we have to think of dimensions here, getting this correct. Something like that is fine. You may have to adjust the points afterwards. All right, and then we'll do another one right here. Make it align with that angle up there. Okay. And then we'll do that same thing, like this, and that. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not really worried about it too much. We'll make this one. We'll use the eyedropper tool over here, same color as this. Oh wait, okay, it already was. This one will be a darker. Okay, so then we'll just do the same thing down here. We'll start like that. All right, this one would be a lighter color. So we'll take the fill. There we go. Oops. And then I'll take this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Still looks pretty obvious. And then yeah, there we go. Sweet. So it's kind of isometric in a sense. All right, so now not done just yet. And what we'll do, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. We have the light source coming from this way. What we'll do is, let me put just I'll think of how, I may end up changing this, we'll see. But we're gonna take this, we're gonna get our layers out wherever those are. There we go. I'm gonna put this to the very bottom. And we'll make a very just kind of light shadow. So I'm gonna choose grayscale. What's that look like? Not bad. So I'm gonna hide that and see if I would rather put just like a soft, or not a soft, but a solid shadow that's being cast from this. Okay, so hit escape, come down here. There we go. And then also this. So should be something like this. This would be easy to mess up, by the way. We'll just put and we'll try that. We'll see which one I like better. Just different approaches. This would have to come out more. All right, do I like that? Do I like that? Let's hide those and bring this back. Or this. Yeah, I kind of like this, actually. All right, so we're going to say that's the illustration we're going to use for the basis of the 404 page, something that's unique. I kind of almost want to change this a little bit, make it look roughed up more. Do I want to do that? I could just cut my losses and say, yeah, we will. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm just gonna take a rectangle and we'll start up here. I'll select everything here and then we'll divide. Wait, do I want to do that? No, I don't. What I'll do instead is use the pen tool to kind of just cut off this section right here. Now I'm going to take this and put it to the bottom, and then we'll hit divide. I'm going to get rid of the back, but now we can easily just select, if I right click and ungroup, select the top, and move it off. And maybe we'll make it go that way. Yeah, something like that maybe. And then we'll connect up these wooden pieces. This one will be darker. All right, so we'll go right there. This one will be slightly darker here, but not quite as dark. So if I come up here, yeah, something like that. That'll be fine. And then let's see here. We'll take another one. Let's see. How do I want to approach this? Something like this. Yeah, I think that'll, yeah, you know what, makes sense to go all the way. And maybe we'll do this just one more time. Maybe right here. Move this to the bottom. Select all this, and then we'll divide it. And then we'll ungroup. And then shift this over just slightly. Does that look good? Let's see. All right, so then we'll just fill this up. All right, so before we go and export or import this into Xd for our file, we're going to make sure that certain things are, you know, they're where they need to be in terms of their shapes and their outlines being on the same path using the Unite tool, because there's you'll be able to see strange artifacts in Xd if these aren't united correctly. So all the faces, this is the same color, so we'll just unite that. And I'm going to go through this real quick just on my own, just to unite these certain areas that all look like they should be on the same face. All right, that's good. So if I look at the outlines, this is what I have here. All right, cool. So now I'm going to save this as just an SVG file. We'll go ahead and import it into Xd. All right, so now let's, yeah, we'll think about how I want to position this in a second. So this is going to be the main graphic that we're going to use here to illustrate this 404 for this email service. I'm going to put some text here. I'm just going to put 404. Let's increase this. We'll make this bold. All right, and let's see here. We'll say something unique. Let's see, or not. I'm not sure if I can come up with something really clever here on the spot. Let's see. Bring down the size. We'll have some type of secondary message here. We'll say, let me think here. Some kids took a bat to the page you were looking for. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me get up my layers here. Now the way I created that text area, it wasn't an actual text area. Let me just copy that and delete that. There, now I can adjust the size. Oh, that's right. Gotta get rid of the page breaks here. And we'll put this, let's like center it up over here with a lot of white space on the side. And then we'll take this and move this over. I'm just trying to align it. Yeah, something like that's fine. Put a period here. Do I like that? I mean, yeah, it's very simple. I think it's a little bit, you know, it's slightly comedic and entertaining. Is there anything else I want to do to it? Probably not. I think we'll end there, and I think you get the gist of essentially what I was going for here. There we go. So here is the final 404 page that I came up with. Obviously, something very simple. Obviously, it's meant to serve more as kind of like an illustration tutorial. But yeah, hopefully you found some value in that. Again, I've been working real hard on this RxJS course. I don't want to let too many days go by without uploading something here on YouTube. So hopefully some of you were able to find value from that. All right, see you guys real soon.